30% of IIT Bombay graduates are not able to get the job. Few people from IIM Lucknow are not able to get a job. Then what should you do? Unfortunately, in India, most of the top institutes have a rat race culture. Everyone is just running to get the top GPA. Everyone is just running to get the top job. Can I do something different? Once your mind will bathe in the power of knowledge, you will realize that there is absolutely no looking back. Talk about degrees and learning in this masterclass. There is a recent narrative that 30% of IIT Bombay graduates are not able to get the job. Few people from IIM Lucknow are not able to get a job. We are living in times where the top degrees are not fetching you a job. Then what should you do? What should you do with your competitive examination preparation? What should you do generally in life? So frankly, during my MBA, I told myself, I will never run after grades. I will never run after grades. And this is me, the same Shatakshi, who earlier in my time as an undergraduate student in St. Stephen's College, I was a Delhi University rank holder. In 2013, I was a Delhi University rank holder. And in 2018-19, I do not want to run after grades. The difference was in 2013, even though I was a rank 1 holder, I crammed my answers for predictable questions. And a lot of people will advise you to just cram the answer for predictable questions. But I'll also tell you what happened to me after my St. Stephen's College journey. The grades indeed helped me, certainly helped me to just get a shortlist. I was mostly rejected from most of the shortlists for the job offers I was getting. I had my fair share of struggle to get a good quality job after my undergrad. In my defense, I was just another gullible 18-year-old, like most of you are, who was fed with that nonsense argument that marks are everything. And now this argument, of course, is changing, that marks are not everything. But this time when I entered my official MBA journey, my situation was different. I was 27, had worked for more than 5 years in the industry, and exactly knew what my goals for an MBA were going to be, which was management consulting and entrepreneurship. Always know what your goals from a process is going to be. I frankly this time couldn't afford to surround myself in the GPA culture again, irrespective of my peers' priorities. As much as MBA colleges in India and many other colleges in India generate good placement, unfortunately, I figured out, and my observation with whatever limited experiences I have had is that unfortunately in India, most of the top institutes have a rat race culture. Everyone is just running to get the top GPA. Everyone is just running to get the top job. However, the main question for me this time as Shatakshi was, can I do something different this time? Something different. I started then focusing on pure learning in my classes to just become a better problem solver and fundamentally strong businesswoman. And it's hard, by the way. It may sound easy when you're surrounded in a classroom of 70 where everyone is just raising their hand to get extra marks for verbal interactivity with the professor. And here are you sitting to raise your hand to maybe not just give an answer, but maybe ask a question on a question. Then you are different. People may troll you, but maybe just in the short term. And that's why I connect this entire story on being a misfit. Being a misfitter is hard, especially in the short term. People will question you, people will troll you, but in the long term, at least my answer has been people will want to applaud for you. So I genuinely brought my curiosity mind every time to my classroom, be it finance, be it marketing, or be it strategy, and was always left avowed with the world of business concepts and policy concepts at my disposal to make better decisions. I solved finally assignments to not score, but to learn. Difference in perspective. Frankly, I'm not even against those MBA students who want to get the top grades. I'm not even against anyone in this classroom who is maybe cramming some knowledge to get the top marks. I genuinely think when you're trying to take a second attempt in life, for me, my second attempt was my official MBA degree. It's kind of a redemption degree. What is redemption? You try to avoid your past mistakes. My past mistake was I got the best grades, but I didn't learn a lot. This time I wanted to make sure, I promised myself that I would not let this learning mindset go till the end of my journey. And slowly and steadily, while of course I was not the top GPA from ISB, I was not the gold medalist at ISB, slowly things fell into place and I was one of the very rare students on campus who was applying game theory to predict whether India should be taking oil from Russia. Like I just connected game theory to all of you, back of the envelope calculation. I did the same same at BCG as well. I was applying tools and techniques that none of my so-called MBA friends were. The reality today is I can analyze a lot of problems from the same frameworks that were taught to me. Maybe I didn't get the best marks or the best grades. You see, there is a power of a mind that has learned for the heck of learning, not for grades. I didn't get the top GPA. Like I said, I didn't get the top awards, but I did something that was 1,000 times more valuable, which is still bearing fruits for me. I learned and solved problems. I just entered my classroom to learn. Today, I continue to, in fact, invest substantial amount of my time on a daily basis to just learn, which is degree dependent. Many a times when we take the second degree, we think that we do not need to learn. But can you really afford to not learn? I understand peer pressure exists. I understand family pressure exists as well. But once in your lifetime, learn for the heck of learning. Just learn for the heck of learning. It's a very liberating and empowering place to be in. Very liberating. And once your mind will bathe in the power of knowledge, you will realize that there is absolutely no looking back. I'm not sure how many of you have seen the video, read the book of Last Lecture by Randy Pausch. It was one of my first books. Randy Pausch took a last lecture while he was still suffering from cancer. And without taking any pity, he gave great knowledge and great insights to his students. It's on internet. I am still many a times mesmerized by the power of YouTube. How golden nuggets are on YouTube and on internet. Today is my last lecture with all of you. And I do not think that I will take a lot of pride by just seeing your names on the PDF. That I will still take. But I think as an instructor, I have another moral duty to play, which is that you do good and be good in the society. Do good and be good for the society.